those new skins, I actually thought I was in a different game because they look so different than anything else. I don't know if you noticed. They're like everything about the new 6 Invitational skins in terms of the uniforms and the headgears, it just feels so weird to see it in game. It's almost just like I don't know, like they used a completely different modeling kit to make it. I have no idea.
It's okay.
It's just weird. I logged in and I got freaked out, Parker.
You freaked out, Michael?
I did freak out a little bit when I first saw Pulse. I was like, wait, what? And then I said, what was it, Dokubi? No, it was Mira. I saw Mira with the ear protectors, no helmet. Freaked me out. Anyway, ban phase. We saw Maverick and Blitz be taken out, so that makes sense. You were just talking about how useful that Blitz can be, and it's going to be Team Secret to ban him away from Mocket, which is a tool that Mocket is known to use. Mira also being eliminated. No surprise there. Mocket taking out Smoke. Maybe we're going to see more Finka play.
I would imagine we're likely going to see Finka in that case, other than the fact that they maybe just think that taking Meepy off of that Smoke is a really big part of their strategy. There's going to be more around it.
So, Secret saying they start defense and then in the chat, which means we might have a rehost. We'll find out. You know, it's going to be the admin who's going to go ahead and make the call on that, or the admins maybe will deliberate on this topic, and we'll find out. But in the meantime,
got any smiles? That was a smile.
Hey,
you got anybody smiling?
It's a rehost.
Any smilers? Any smilers?
Surprised that wasn't caught, like, you know, in the part where you're sitting in the lobby waiting to play.
Any smilers in chat?
And then you have like the colors in the lobby that
Maybe
say
they're colorblind.
You're on a That's, you know what, Parker?
Blue-orange colorblindness is so common these days.
They could all be colorblind. Maybe.
Maybe. We don't know.
Well,
we'll just get that cleaned up.
They didn't check it. It was a big whoops. It happens. Happens.
It happens.
Yep.
All right, so let's look at these bans here. Maverick and Blitz, Mira and Smoke. It's going to enable both Maestro as well as Echo. Obviously, let's not underscore how important Amira is on Oregon, in particular on both sites. She sees quite a lot of play. She's able to completely change the way that the defense works, especially downstairs on Laundry Room. And she's very pivotal when you attack, or when you defend, rather, onto Kitchen, too.
Yeah,
losing her was a pretty big prong of your attack. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. I would have technically interrupted you if I had continued on there because you were still trying to say what you were trying to say.
Okay. This is what we're doing?
This is what we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, you were saying losing Mira, definitely really difficult for the defenders. But, I mean, we saw a Mira-less Oregon in the previous match, too. And really, what had happened, Parker? Everybody just turned up aggression on defense.
Yeah.
That's it.
The defense actually won 10 of the 12 rounds on that previous matchup, too.
True.
So you don't need a Mirror, you don't need a Smoke to be able to put it all together. You basically just play super aggro, and it works out quite well. When Ents was on defense, they had Shate and Sleben peeking everything. We saw Penta's defense, well, they, you know, it's Sir Boss do that. They had Enemy do that. They had Blast somewhat on site, but peeking when they got close to the site, and then you sick Blast on them. And Blast had 15 kills that time. Though, mind you, I think he did pick up 10 of those on attack.
Yeah, Blaz was...
So he relied on the rest of the team to frag well.
But to be fair there, I mean, Penta, everybody but Blaz on attack was almost non-existent. And then when we switched to the other side, then the rest of Penta started to wake up. So it was an overall team effort, I would say, for Penta. Yeah.
Yeah, that was... Blast carried them through the attacks, even though they were only able to get those 2 rounds. But then when it changed, the rest of the team came to life. And that's what I said. Blast has a good supporting cast when he's on attack, but on defense, you're going to have to rely on the rest of the team to be able to carry them. And when Penta was defending, they weren't bringing any information gatherers. They just weren't. They weren't bringing a Valkyrie. They weren't bringing, you know, an Echo. They weren't bringing a Maestro. They weren't bringing a Pulse, all of which were available, and just solely relying on information to be relayed to one another. They had an Echo a couple times. They also had a Legion on the board, too.
Hey, we have a game.
We're in game. Hooray.
Secret starting on defense, as it turns out, and they will be going to the top floor. To begin, you noted on how important those information operators are, and as you can see, Secret don't care what you have to say, Parker. They have decided to bring only one.
I mean, the Secret really shouldn't be listening to me.
Yeah. I mean, their record for this season speaks for itself.
Need to locate and defuse bombs.
Damn.
I'm sorry, was that?
Damn.
Was that too much?
Just roasting them alive. All right.
Guys, I'm sorry. I really like Team Secret. They're cool guys.
No smoke on the board. Smoke being banned out by Secret. Or rather, actually, it looks like it was Mocket who banned out smoke.
Yes.
So,
Wait.
yes, Mocket banned out Maverick and Smoke.
Yeah.
And Secret banned out Blitz and Mira.
But it's
okay. It'll be corrected.
Opposite.
So anyway, so Smoke was banned out by Mocket. So you imagine that Mocket would be running with something that could take advantage of no smoke, but they're not doing that. There's going to be no Fink on the board. Mocket's not going to bring another shield. Monty is available if need be. Lunacy to consider a fuse shield, so obviously that's off the board. You can't put Corey on the Blitz. Just stick him on the Ash instead. He'll bob up and down like a floater in the middle of a river.
What?
Like the floater, like a bomber on your fishing line.
Doing like a... Oh.
Oh.
I've never gone fishing before, Parker. I didn't know what that was
What do you
called.
do? You don't watch The Office, you don't fish. What do you do? Anyway. So,
KS.
Mocket's just in right now. KS running the C75 instead of the SMG-12. That is just simply a preferential pick. And Lackey will have the sandbags in front of him with ample coverage. That'll force Mocket to have to engage and use some utility to try to take him out.
We talked about how that secondary pistol, that was redundant. We talked about how the secondary on Dokkaebi is one of the main fragging tools for that operator. And Leon using his main fragging tool, the MP7, with that iron sight. What a double kill for Leon. He's going for the triple, sees his target, but can't land the shot because he doesn't have any bullets left. Though he knows there's an opportunity to be had there with Vale. Vale, though, waiting for the rotation back from Leon, who just destroyed this Mocket attack. Going for a run out, and he's going to find the Thatcher, but not able to land the shots. Cryan will shut him down. Mocket recover this at least somewhat. They only have half the round left, and they're a man down, but the powerhouse that is Leon no longer in play.
Big victory to take out Corey and KS. Your only set of smokes from Mocket as well off the board. That is crucial to have, and it will obviously be a very important tool. No logic bombs did appear to be used from KS before he perished. It's going to put a lot of weight on the shoulders of Ribs. He's just going to tear right into this site. He's got a small opening between these double reinforcements, looking for the smoke, or looking for the mute, rather. Takes out Steezy, and he has complete control of the site, but Meepy is there to cut him down from a different angle. All the while, Vale getting the plant off quite well. Cryan will look for cover, and Vale just wandering around the bomb chassis, knowing that there's a body playing on white. That was the call that was made onto Meepy's Legion. You got Cryan watching small tower, and there's the coverage that you have. The Jaeger spotted of Alems as he tries to push into small tower. This is going to be a heads-up fight behind Cryan as Alems just simply losing this one out. And Mocket will be able to take both down. But here comes Lackey. Out of nowhere. Get a kill on Vale. Tossing out a C4 sails well over the head of Cryan. He's going to stick the diffuser. What is Cryan going to do? He just leans on up. Lackey comes out and oh, so close to being able to take him down. But the AR-33 will win the day. And Cryan, as well as the rest of Mocket, will take that very first round away from Secret on Dorms up top.
There you go. Solid attack there from Mocket. Though I gotta say, I feel like it comes a little bit more down to the lackluster defense from Secret. How the heck did they get that plant down? That's what really keeps popping into my mind. There's this confusion as to what Secret was doing in that situation. They had a couple opportunities to deny the plant, but they didn't. There was the Valkyrie still in play by the white stairs. Could have gone downstairs. Could have tried to C4 from below. Clearly not enough information on the Secret side. And, yeah, Mocket were pretty much shut out of that round by Leon, but still managed to persevere in the end.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
It was almost a good retake, but it's so hard to retake that site.
It really is,
Probably
yeah.
the hardest site to retake in the entire game, outside of maybe Consulate Garage.
I feel like top 4 Oregon is just in general one of those sites that's like, it's either in your favor or against you for the whole round, and it's on the team that has control to throw it away in order for the other team to gain control, or a ridiculous amount of utility on the team that doesn't have
10 seconds
control. Like for example, in that last round, Mocket used the Candelas to try and get big window control, and hey, it worked out. So utility used well there from Mocket.
It's so easy to be able to hold off those small doorways. If there was more destructibility around the doors on the top of of Oregon, you might have a fighting chance as a defender, but you just get boxed in so quickly, right? And then you have to basically run the marathon mile over to the small tower, and then it can be held by one window. That's it. I'm not exactly certain why you're making that face at me, Michael, but that's okay.
They can't see the face.
You look like a fish out of water.
Wow. Wow, Parker. Mock it. Going for a slow attack. I am not a fish.
Thank you for having that on record.
In T3 of tower. And you could see that Secret are going for a pretty wide roam here.
This is something that Mocket have learned from the previous round, which is engage that logic bomb early. You know Secret is going to be playing very aggressively around you. So what do? Well, you have the first logic bomb go off. It's an apprehension here from Secret to go downstairs to Laundry Supply Room. I think that smoke ban is a big reason why. First engagement is going to come on to Leon Gids as well as Corey. And we're going to see a reset as a goo mine is going to get thrown at Leon Gids, and they'll be able to pick the bandit back up, bring him back up to 50 HP.
So we've only seen one round so far, and we saw a little bit of aggression in that first round, but already this is toned down compared to the Oregon match we just watched, where there was just so much aggression all the time. Not so much here. A lot more slow play from both of these teams, and I think it partially comes down to the fact that neither of these teams have seen success in the season, and both of them now really worried about winning this match. I believe for both Mocket and Secret, this is one of the lower hanging fruits, and one of those matches where you really need to get the win if you want to recover the season overall.
Yeah. Obviously, as well, with the threat of auto relegation looming over the heads of these teams, both of them have been around the scene for so long, especially KS just as a player alone. Well, the core of this roster is a little different. Oh. Corey getting an easy frag onto Meepy, as Meepy actually got caught transitioning from the front to the back in terms of his body, and his legs just popped up, almost scorpioning. Corey looking for a second, and that commando just does so much damage out of the hand of Alems. Ribs has been down by the window. Final logic bomb will go off. And now Mocket can use these smokes they were unable to get anything out of last time. Leon Gids, good thing he was reset. He's going to pick apart Vale. Vale still with a lot of HP, though. Or not very much HP, rather. Leon Gids takes out Corey, pushes back in. KS is there, shreds through him at close range. But a lot of crossfires established. As the smoke will clear, Lackey and Steezy are in position to try to cut down Mocket. What a flick from Cryan to take out Lackey. But Steezy is there. The shotgun cannot do anything. And Cryan has been the hero of 2 rounds in a row. Just holding down the doorway. A great shot right in the midst of a reload cancel. That'll be Mocket taking 2 in a row here, both on dorms. You got to imagine, Secret likely going to choose another site this time around. And that's it. They're going to go downstairs to Laundry. Good call. Good call, all things considered.
Good call. Mocket have been doing well at taking that top floor. I think a big part of that is Cryan's excellent gunplay on that Thatcher. Truly impressive. Apart from that, just in general, it seems like Mocket are the ones winning their fights, period. That's a pretty big story here. As Secret are well known for doing the very same, but not so far. They're going to try and mix things up. I admire that they're trying to do something a little bit different. But if you're unable to win the top floor on Oregon, then you're going to drop so many rounds on the defensive half that it's going to be really hard going into the next half to win, period.
All right. How do you play this site without a smoke on the board? Well, Mocket knows and bans smoke. Like we said earlier, at Rio against FaZe, you just make sure that people roam aggressively because you can't anchor the same without a smoke. You can't anchor the same without a mirror because you lose some of the plant denial in your nitro cell. You certainly lose the cover that a plant denial needs in terms of black mirror inside of the closet. And you also lose your toxic canisters as well. Affectionately referred to as toxic babes from time to time, as Smoke refers to them as that.
Yes.
As such.
Mocket going for a construction tower take, as is evident by their spawn. Everybody coming over here to the northeast, trying to work their way into tower first. Once you have control of tower, then you know you can push into construction without worrying about a flank because you isolate those stairs. Hence, nice and easy push into the back site, or it would be if there weren't defenders there to try and stop you.
I also thought that Corey was actually going to to miss that one. As Cryan does some drone work, and Corey had the shotgun ready to see if the Jaeger was going to push upwards, but instead, Lems will just seek the comfort of the basement. He'll head on down. But you've done a pretty decent job of being able to clear out tower very effectively. And if you can hold that tower control, then the rest of the team that is assembling from Mocket over towards the blue side of things, well, this could end up being a really advantageous position for them to be in. They still haven't taken out a Lems, though. One logic bomb will give a Lems his position away, and that's an easy read for KS. Picks up a freebie, essentially, onto a Lems. Just playing in Harry Potter. Meeting hall control as well. Doesn't really need to go in either team's favor, but there's Meepy playing very aggressively. He's off the smoke, he's unhinged. He can just run on up and take a frag, but he is the buck of Corey situated on the stairs. A frag grenade will sail out, and Meepy will take a chunk of damage as he continues to run on out. Another grenade will go in, but Meepy is going to persevere. And now you've got Cryan there too. Tag him in, he's been doing a pretty good job so far this round, and Corey will be the one to confirm that kill.
Good job there from Corey and KS with the double for their team. Mocket already looking strong in this round. This different site not going to upset Mocket in the slightest. Secret really just not looking very strong, I gotta say. They haven't got anything going for them. Every time it looks like Secret's got an advantage, they manage to squander it. Speaking of, they're gonna take Corey down to the floor, but unable to secure the kill. Clearly not aware that that down even happened. Leon is gonna eliminate Rips though, so here we go. Secret putting something together as Leon does a little bit more damage. This time to Veil. Not enough though to get it down or even remotely get close to a kill. KS will get another 2, so that's 3 for him. Leon, his second, upstairs, managing to take out all the flank watches by himself. He'll drop and do more damage, but yet again, no kill because that MPX is so low on the damage side. Even more damage to Cryan, but again, not a kill. And here we go, KS, a 4K, and Mocket managed to take the round. All those kills for the Dokkaebi, again, on that secondary. Primary fragging utility.
It's a really good gun. It's just the iron sights suck on it. That's really why you don't see people.
Could you imagine, though, if it had a scope, like, actually?
Or if it just had proper iron sights.
Or, yeah, if its iron sights weren't like a box.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Small changes, but the SMG-12 needed a down tune, and now people have been rocking the C75 a lot.
I mean,
really surprised me.
It's preference at this point. Both of them are equally powerful, in my opinion, and you can't really go wrong. But that last round, Mocket seemed to be the better team right now. That's
for sure. That's
just kind of the story that's being written right now in this match. There's not much else to say. Team Secret, you know, it's weird. It's like they're a shadow of their, I don't want to say of their former self, because when we were seeing Secret do well in the last season, they were just starting to really come into their own as a team, and it looked like they were making a name for themselves as one of the Titans of Europe. It looked like they were pulling an Empire. You know what Empire is doing this season? That's what we saw from Secret last season. And here we have them now. I don't know what's going on with Empire or with Secret. Well, I don't know what's going on with either, to be honest with you. Empire came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, Secret. They got to show us something, man. Again, Mocket as an opponent, this is one of those matches where they gotta win at this point in the season. You have to start picking up these matches, and it's of course it's the same for Mocket. It really, you know, they're in this similar position. A team that did so well last season, and this season not so much, so far at least.
I just wonder how much of it for Secret is emotions. That's really it. And I said on the broadcast yesterday that if it continues up, I wouldn't be too surprised to possibly see a roster change come out on Secret side of things. Though I mean,
yeah, I mean that wouldn't be unreasonable.
It wouldn't be unreasonable, not with the potential that this team has, and it's unfortunate. Meepy did say on Twitter that they were exhausted, and I touched on that in the broadcast yesterday as well. But I mean, all of these teams are going to be
everybody's exhausted.
All of these teams are playing the same amount of games. And Leon Gids there starting things off early. Takes out one. You'll see the supersonic blast to the Yokai as Leon C4 will take a chunk of KS's damage, or chunk of KS's life away, but it won't be enough damage to give a mortal blow to the Dokkaebi. Though you did take out the only set of frag grenades that will be in Mocket's hands, and Corey, one of their more potent fraggers. Though Cryan has been doing more than carry his own weight so far, so always be afraid of the fragging Thatcher.
Yeah. The Cryan has been really powerful using the AR-33. To me, it's really interesting that he's using the AR-33 too, because, I mean...
It has higher DPS, but its recoil is harder to manage, and it also has less bullets.
I think, you know, if you look at it objectively, though, in terms of time to kill and bullets to kill, the L85 is still, like there's no reason not to use it.
I just find that from the L85, for me, when people use it, it's more convenient and it's steadier. But with Cryan taking so many fights at close range, the AR-33 is perfect for that, right? It can chew right through you.
True.
Steezy will continue Secret's reign of terror in this round in particular, taking out Fail. And there you go, the AR-33 going in on the Jaeger. A lot of damage to Alems, almost picks up 2 for Cryan, but Rips is there to grab another, and maybe will eventually trade out Cryan after Alems falls down. So mock it in a 2v3, make that a 1v3, Leon Gids is there, and through the smoke, we'll pick up another. That's 4 kills, or 3 kills rather, for Leon Gids on that round in particular.
Yeah, Leon
showing their might. Secret taking their first round, coming on Laundry, and they will have to shuffle off to one of the other sites for the next 2. Because Laundry will be locked for the rest of their defense.
Hey, man, could you imagine if he was using an L85 and had more bullets? No, he might have picked up a 3K in that main lobby. I mean, Secret were lined up nice and easy for the Thatcher. Just wasn't able to land the shots. That's unfortunate for Cryan, as he has clutched out 2 rounds already in this match, and just there, not really seeing any success. Unfortunate, true. But overall, the, I'll call it strategy, I suppose, from Secret, which was rushing upstairs into the main lobby, taking out the flank holds, taking out the potential flankers later in the round, and then pushing back downstairs to hold the site firm when they had the man advantage. Well done to Secret. That was the right call as it turned out. Now they're going to be going back upstairs because, well, they have to. And they're going to be bringing Frost. So this is their mix-up strategy.
Frost is fine here. A lot of teams run a Frost here. I feel like we've seen a Frost here from Dark Zero way back when they played it like almost 2 years ago, or at least a season and a half ago. Two years ago? Yeah, well, we've definitely seen a Frost on this site in the span of 2 years. But no, yeah, you're right. There are certain sites where Frost is useful. You mean when she had the C4 and the Super 90?
And this is one of them. That was a long time ago. Yeah, it wasn't just, it was the Sniper 90, I'll have you know, Parker. So she still has the Super 90, but it's no longer the Sniper 90.
Imagine the boss tree, but it was automatic.
Do you know what? It strikes me every time we start talking about old things like this. It's like a lot of people who are watching right now weren't around in Super 90 era.
The game has grown so much. I mean, and that was also Frost and Buck were the first round of DLC.
Yeah, when Frost first came out, what we're talking about basically is her shotgun was so good that they dubbed it the Sniper 90 because you could kill people from like 15 meters.
Yeah, all shotguns were really good. Valkyrie with with the spaz.
Yeah.
So
we just called that one the spaz.
Yeah. I mean that's insane. So. But anywho, Frost here is basically going to be using. Ooh, what a shot by Corey onto Meepy.
He's gone.
When in doubt, cog it out, and the dock will be smited from the earth. Got absolutely slapped off next to that bomb chassis.
Smited, smoted.
Smote.
Smoked.
I believe he was smote.
You can see Leon trying his best to hold on to a site, as he's got 2 roamers and a Lems and Lackey all the way down by the main lobby. They're actually going to go up to Attic. I'm guessing Lackey's going to try and set up a rotation. Lems is going to, looks like, take a shot through the wall all the way from Kitchen. And yes, indeed, it was actually even further. It was from Cafeteria. KS, long angle play here to try and cut off rotations of the roamers. And he's actually going to eat some damage in that attempt because of the Valkyrie cam, which he eventually finds. Good game sense there from KS, knowing that his position was given away and dealing with that problem. Corey pushing his way to the main window along with Vale, who's clearing out that ADS. And Corey's just going to, you know, do what Blackbeard does and peek things, try to win fights. But because Secret are not total buffoons, they are not going to peek Blackbeard, at least not following Meepy.
So essentially you're going to smoke off this window, you're going to push right in. There's likely going to be a C4 that will get tossed over towards the default plan spot. There will be a Blackbeard there to cover, who might even position himself over on the windows inside of Kids. But, oh no.
The Frost Trap worked.
The Frost Trap worked quite well. They weren't anticipating it. They'll get outsmarted, and there's Secret on the roam, able to cut through 2 members of Mocket. Cryan also sustaining significant damage, and he'll pick off Steezy, the very limited HP. Alems and Lackey, neither of whom are on the upstairs floor, will need to try to get back. But as we've said before, retaking this site is all but impossible. There'll be a good trade from both Mocket and Secret, but Rips will hold Guardian over the doorway and say so long to the last member of Secret as a successful defuse goes down as well. Everything working out in Mocket's favor in that particular push, despite the frost traps and the early stumble.
You know what else is all but impossible, Parker? Winning your defensive half or Oregon in general when you can't hold the top floor. And now we've got 3 unsuccessful defenses of the top floor for Secret, as well as an unsuccessful defense of the bottom floor. They've only managed to take 1 hold on that bottom floor, and now, because that was so recent, they're going to have to go to a different site as their final defense in this first half, and it's going to be Tower, because they are just really not comfortable upstairs. They're going to go to, well, I guess, the tallest part of Oregon.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Yeah, they'll reach for the stars. Quite literally. Tower is tough. I think it's going to play into the aggressiveness that we see from Secret, but Secret really have not been that aggressive. They've actually been quite restrained.
No.
They've allowed Leon Gids to run around almost endlessly, but when he dies, the rest of the team just don't really have what it takes to hang.
Yeah, I was actually noting this on the second round. We're not seeing nearly as much aggression from Secret as we were seeing from both Ents and Penta on Oregon in just the match prior. And Mocket, on the other hand, they haven't been able to show us their defensive half, so we don't know what they're going to give us.
I mean, I was going to try to make reference to the G2 Secret matchup with how Leon played that in particular.
Oh,
the one
peeking
thing,
things?
peeking everything. But the difference was that G2 was almost always entering solo. We haven't seen that from Mocket.
And they were also losing all of their fights.
Corey has been entering solo, but largely Rips, Cryan, KS, they've been sticking pretty close together. Corey's been sticking pretty close to KS too on a couple of occasions. So when you think about it, it's a totally different game, and it's a totally different play style. Ultimately, Mocket have looked better today. They looked okay yesterday. They've been improving as a team. It takes a while for them to get up there, especially with the fact that they moved Baka Bryan off the roster, picked up Cryan in place, and he's really shown his skills today.
Yeah, Cryan's been doing well today, and I mean, Mocket got there. Like I said, Mocket has a closer proximity to the points that they managed to earn in this season compared to Secret, who won their week 2, well, I say week, their play day 2 match, and Mocket won yesterday. So Mocket are definitely the team that look on the up and up right now, but Secret, on the other hand, losing Leon, their main fragger, early on, and almost losing a Lems as well. Okay, losing a Lems as well, so Secret find themselves down 2 men in the final round for this half, and Mocket look to end it 5-1. It would have to... It's going to come down to either Mocket makes some pretty massive mistakes, or somebody on Secret does something incredible,
Going after their feet.
or this is just going to be a 5-1.
Well, they've already opened it up. They've lost Leon and they've lost a Lems. That's all your fragging potential that have really fallen off of Secret. I think that Meepy has also really struggled to really contribute anything without that smoke, and I think that's shown from the different
That was clean.
the different roles that he's played here, and they're trying to make him work on Echo, and he really hasn't been able to do it. He didn't really work all that well on Ella either. And I think that it shows that there needs to be some more flexibility on what Secret can bring to the table, because they have really not done much here on their defense. Mocket will look to take control of Attic as a C4 will go off in front of Corey's eyes. Cool guys, don't look at explosion.
You nailed
Corey,
it.
Well, yeah, I stumbled real hard there, Michael. Thank you very much. KS walking right on in, trying to take one down. He'll vaporize Steezy, and then Lackey will get cut off, trying to rotate through the main floor of Tower with Rips in excellent position. And a matchup that we thought would be just as close as this Ents Penta matchup. Well, it's 5-1 in favor of Mocket.
We've seen bounce backs in the second half many times before, Parker, given this current rule set. I mean, when you have to defend all your rounds in the first half and then you transition, sometimes it just comes down to that half. I don't see that, though, here. I don't see it at all. I think Mocket are playing well today, Secret not so much. And that is a big part of the story. I mean, you saw there in that round, Secret tried to get aggressive. They were like, hey, let's peek things. Let's see if that changes things up. I mean, it's necessary on Tower, so yeah, that's probably the right call, but they lost their fights. And that's it.
I think losing their fights is a pretty good way of explaining what happened to basically everybody but Leon.
Attackers need
for
to
Secret on
locate
that,
and defuse
in that
as many
particular
bombs as they
instance.
can.
In their
Well,
particular
actually,
defense.
I think Leon was the first one to die.
I mean, in terms of the whole defense. Not,
Oh, yeah,
not just that round,
across the...
not just that round in particular.
Yeah, across the whole half, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Leon was the only one winning anything. I mean, look at the scoreboard. It tells the story.
This is a 6-0 if Leon doesn't pick it up in a couple of those rounds. I mean, it can't be anything worse than that.
Yeah, Leon's going to need to give us at least 3 kills a round. I think the
You
way
hear
this
us,
is
Leon?
looking- Yeah. 3
Do you
kills
hear
a
us,
round.
sir?
3 kills a round or yeah, no winning. I mean, it's hard at this point to get a win. And when you're in a 5-1, it's unlikely that Mocket's going to drop so many rounds where Secret's going to be able to win this. But maybe a draw?
Who knows?
No. Definitely not locked in yet, so...
There's comeback potential for sure. I mean, you look at what happened with Penta just previously, right? Penta was trailing 4-2 after that first half. Ents looked really strong. It was only Blast who was doing really all that much for Penta. And the rest of the team woke up. And it ended up turning out quite well for them. Mocket need to ensure they don't make stupid mistakes. And that would have been a stupid mistake if they had have allowed somebody on Secret to get that pick that early on. You can play really aggressive as Mocket, especially on defense here. But you need 1 round to guarantee 1 point and then onwards.
Yeah. Well, he's still alive. He's still fine. So...
He can get reset as well.
Yeah.
Plenty of time. There's no rook, so you just have to shoot through a wall. That's all. Attic control's been taken, and tower control as well, as Mocket will continue to just push off towards the main hall, main lobby. I think Corey just got spotted. Oh, Corey, what are you doing?
Well...
Get your head up there as he just gets punished.
That was a pretty free kill there for Alem's, gotta say.
Easy read. Drones himself in, and Corey doesn't even move. He just plays that angle. And I think Mocket are still getting caught being in a position where they're still setting up. Mute has used all of his shotgun ammo, so he's just going to be relying on that SMG-11. So still Mocket with some work being done around the site.
You know, when you start getting early momentum in a half transition in the first round, like 2 kills, for example, right off the bat onto Cryan and Corey, it puts you in the mindset that, hey, maybe, you know what, maybe we just suck at defense, and maybe we're amazing at attacking, considering how much we're destroying our opponents right now. Vale and KS now the last ones alive following that set of kills for Team Secret, and it looks like Team Secret might have just woken up. And again, I think if anything, it's very good for the mindset of Secret that they just got those early kills.
You need to have that momentum behind you, and you need to have the confidence that your team is able to keep this as tight as it is. Laundry Room is always interesting to try and guard without a mirror, without a smoke available. Mute just used all of his utility and literally has just an SMG-11 left. But Vale takes 1 down, looks for a second, won't be able to find it. Just out of reach as the Lems will shut it down, and Secret will take a very much needed round. Their very first on attack on Laundry Room, allowing Mocket to go back down there if they need to, or setting up upstairs onto dorms as a fallback.
I mean, there's definitely potential for a full comeback here from Team Secret. We've seen it before, and it's not even that crazy considering the current scoreline. It is going to be a change here in the site from Mocket, rightfully so. Basement defense, so clearly not their forte. And that was the same thing we were seeing, but in reverse for Secret. As if you guys recall, we saw 3 top floor defenses from Secret that went the way of Mocket. So maybe top floor is where Mocket will really truly shine. I mean, it makes sense considering how well they did up here on attack. Take a look at the scoreboard, and you can note that it's a story of teamwork for Mocket, not so much for Secret. You will do well in noting, though, that the rest of Secret have managed to wake up, apart from just Leon. So that's good. That's really good. They got it was a nice contribution from everybody in that last round that allowed Secret to get that win. Again, a big part of it, though, was Leon.
Both team. Okay.
What? What did I miss?
I was wondering why he shot the floor. I was like, yes, there's nothing beneath it.
Advanced deployment. Probably.
Yeah.
I do it too sometimes, where because you're trying to, you click the gadget button and then you're so quick to try and press mouse 1 to get your gadget down that it bugs out. You know.
Happens from time to time.
Yeah. Nice angle.
Yeah.
Like that.
Able to open things up here down in the kitchen. Good job. All right. So Mocket's still 1 round away from possibly being able to get a singular point, as they are not on match point for the time being.
I wish the view model for the AUG was just like, you know, a little bit, just a few inches down.
Oh, you mean you don't like a gun taking up 3/4 of your screen?
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of that personally.
You throw a red dot sight on Caveira's shotgun, and that thing takes up half of your screen.
Yeah, no, I've used it. I think a lot more people. Yeah. I think a lot more people would. Ooh, Alem's taking a fight here into the kitchen, and it's a really difficult one to win because of those metal bars. They do block bullets, and Alem's going to eat some damage because of that.
Corey did as well. So both members of that engagement will take some of their HP away. Cryan was also supporting Corey, not too far off the kitchen. We can see that Cryan has taken some damage. So the Pulse put himself in harm's way, and get harmed indeed he did.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think a lot of people would use the AUG if it wasn't so hideous on your, like, from the view model position.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's a large weapon. And I mean, the Commando is a very strong gun.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really surprise me to see the Commando be used by...
What is this?
They're just in right now. Leon's just finding his way in. And Secret are pulverizing every single member of Mocket. Leon is taken out from below. Cryan is there with the UMP, the pitter-patter of the gun. You see Corey on the retreat. Lems takes him down, Rips is there. A run out from Cryan, he'll grab one. Good flank watch on the Meepy, but a 2v2. Very difficult to retake, but it is even for both of these teams. And there's still a Pulse on the board. Rips does have an opportunity to be guided into sight by Cryan, being able to give all this information. Lackey and Steezy will need to hang on. Diffuser very close to halfway. A successful plant going down for Secret. And a lot of patience here. Oh, what a beautiful shot from Cryan on the Steezy. And what was an unwinnable situation is very much plausible for Mocket. But there you go. Oh, Lackey will miss. If they can hustle to that diffuser in time, they can get it, but they don't see it. This is going to come down to the wire as Cryan looks like he might not have the time to do it. A really valiant effort, but it looks like it'll be Secrets. They did not know where that diffuser was, and they, despite a beautiful comeback, are just not fast enough. Good thing for Lackey that he was able to buy that 1 second's worth of time playing by the doorway, or else that round goes in favor of Mocket.
What a shame to see it end that way. But, you know what? I'm sure you noticed it too, Parker. The way that Secret played that post plant, absolutely terrible. I mean, why are you peeking white stairs when the diffuser is almost expired? Just wait deep in dorms or play a passive angle to hold the hallway outside of white stairs. Don't need to challenge it straight up. Cryan's winning his gunfights, and he won that gunfight. There's no reason. And there's, you know, the initial take from Secret overall was great to begin with. Leon seeing an opportunity and seizing it as the IQ, impressive, truly. You don't see those kinds of holes in defenses often, and Leon, he saw it. It was there. So, big whoops there from Mocket, but also, yeah, a narrow round from Secret, and potentially a round that will allow them to come back in this match, but it was close.
He just walked right in.
He did, yep.
There was nobody watching.
That is what happened.
Walked right in.
It was, I mean, mostly it just comes down to Mocket leaving a gap in their defense.
Yeah, but I mean, you also gotta realize that somebody droned that one out and found it.
Yeah, and
he just came in through what, the highway. That was it.
It was definitely good teamwork from Team Secret and Leon's individual skill that allowed for that to be successful. But also, big part of it, no one on Mocket is watching that. There's no barbed wire, so nothing to hold that. You know.
So the polar opposite of what we saw on Oregon against Ents and Penta, with Mocket winning their attacks, Secret winning their attacks. The other way was the defense actually winning it. Who knows? Maybe we'll have Oregon for G2 and Chaos and see just who ends up taking it in that regard.
Maybe it's going to be all wins for one team on one half and all wins for the other team on the other half, and we'll get a draw.
All right. Still going to be a tower take to start things off with.
So, Team Secret, sorry about that, guys, is going to be pushing their way into the tower. And with good control on tower and meeting hall, they are going to be poised to attack the bottom floor. What? Maybe, okay, so he doesn't want to open the drop down, I guess.
He's called off.
Yeah.
So somebody was basically saying, no, don't bother to do that. But look at this. Leon's just going to find his way in yet again. All of Secret.
Oh!
And it looks like they might even be going for reset. What is going on here? Cryan is there, KS is there, and Secret is actually read like a book. And Mocket in the best chance that they've had to try and put this one into a position where they can take that 1 point. Alems will have to cover multiple angles. Alems will be there. He takes out 2. Beautiful shots into KS and Vale. Cryan peeking on up. No! Oh, the Scorpion can't cut through, and Alems will pick up his 3rd kill. As both Corey, as well as Rips, watch over the hatch in Meeting Hall. But they've lost control of the site yet again. Secret finds a way in. And that avenue is huge. Meebe trying to do some cover work from the main lobby as he will discover Corey's position as everybody heads for the hill. Everybody heads for the hills, rather, as there are multiple hills. Corey drops down, and a pre-fire onto Meebe will miss. The Jaeger trying to outduel Thermite as best as he can. Pulls out the pistol, but it'll be down. Alems will finish him off. The Ash has 4 kills, and Steezy is there to grab the last one. And Secret have now put 3 in a row with Diffuser down again. And it's just the attackers who are having a field day here on Oregon.
What is happening right now? Mocket had that round and then didn't, though. Gosh. They didn't open the drop down in the hallway. The reason IQ didn't breach that is because it would have given away the intention of Secret, which was a swift take into the site. There was a light defense in the backside there for Mocket, but they still managed to repel the attackers when the actual assault came out because they were facing backwards. Great job by Mocket to be aware of the potential for a flank. I'm surprised that they didn't have anyone in a better position to hold the flank overall, but I suppose it doesn't really matter. When the retake came out from Mocket, though, that's when things started to really go awry. Why? Because of Alems. Alems just winning his fights. So, on the other half, it was Leon, the story to get all the kills for Secret. On this half, it's Alems, who's really showing up.
This looked like it was going to be a very quick match to start things off, and
Nope,
not the case. Though we are still very much well ahead of schedule. It's not even 10 o'clock.
Really? Oh yeah. Yeah, look at that.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
All things considered.
It's true. I mean, that was all thanks to the first match that we had today, Empire versus the Stream, which was not only a 7-1, but one of the fastest 7-1s we've ever seen.
I feel like it's faster than a lot of 7-0s that we've seen.
Yeah, because it was a lot of those rounds were just over with a minute to spare, a minute 30 to spare, because it was Empire just in the driver's seat, and they started on attack, so just cruising through that win. Anyway, that was the first match of the day. We're on the 3rd, and well, Secret have surprised us. They looked asleep on the first half, but have since woken up and, yeah, I mean, they're indomitable on attack.
I think that's a really good way of putting it. Indomitable.
It's a good word.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce it properly, but it's a good word.
That was really close, that round, though. Everything seemed to be going in favor of what Mocket wanted. They'll start off with really strong again. They'll take out Steezy, one of the hard breachers for Secret falling, and the Hibana, that's good fragging potential. The Type 89, obviously, in good and steady hands, can deal quite a bit of damage. But Steezy often doesn't find himself in positions to get the kills, at least with the way that Secret's been playing today.
Cryan, the main fragger for Mocket in this round, is, or no, not in this round, but this match in general.
Yeah.
And Leon somehow, again, finding himself behind enemies. But luckily for Corey, he falls back at the right moment.
But Corey is engaged in a very interesting match up so far because Corey just doesn't seem to know where anybody is. But Rips is at least there to trade it off. So it works out well in Mocket's favor, but Alems is not far off the beat. He'll just jump in. He'll take out Rips. And once again, it seems like the exact same thing that we saw last time.
Yeah.
Will repeat itself.
And how does Leon keep crouch walking into the gaps in the armor for Mocket? That's what really blows my mind, is he's always finding himself in a one-sided engagement and taking full advantage, and then Alems is always there to back him up. So Team Secret really making full use of that double 3-speed combination of the IQ and Ash on these two players.
Go back onto drones as you're in the middle of the mid-round, just to try and figure out exactly where Mocket is playing. They've still got one body off-site, but you figure as much that the Mute and the Maestro will be playing firmly in the actual site itself. Cryan is going to be in a position to get the most value out of that Gishmat. Third time's the charm.
Yeah.
But he gave his position away. The second Gishmat will go off, and there you go. And oh, the Scorpion will tear through 2, and Cryan takes down Alems and Lackey on the back stairs. Meebe try to engage with the Ella, but it'll be KS to send us off with a bang. Not a whimper. Mocket will move on to match point. An excellent play from Cryan on the stairs. A sibling rivalry and taking out the Ashe. Lots of fragging going on back in the tower.
Yeah, so that was what we were talking about earlier. We were saying, yeah, Secret could potentially win this still. But it's unlikely that Mocket are going to allow for so many rounds to be dropped no matter what. And it didn't happen. We have match point, and now Secret could draw, but...
We're 1 second off of a Mocket victory as well. This would have been a 6-3 scoreline if Mocket had been 1 second faster on that retake upstairs in dorms.
Yeah, it's true. Cryan...
That's how close it is.
Cryan came inches away there, and it's really it is kind of a shame, to be honest, when you see it happen. But you lose to time, and it's definitely common. So you can see Cryan there with 15 kills. Lems and Leon on the other other team, rather, trying to balance that out. But the big story for me on that scoreline is Mocket very much more on the team side of things. It's not just Cryan doing the fragging; it's the rest of Mocket also contributing.
All of Mocket has actually looked pretty good. I haven't really noticed anybody that's been dragging their feet in a lot of these circumstances.
Yeah, and that's a stark contrast to how Secret has been playing, where
Secret's been very top-heavy. Lems has carried it through the attack, with Leon doing so well before that.
Yeah. And Mocket now setting themselves up on the tower. This is just to try and get a win, because they haven't been defending the basement. Or they did just defend the basement successfully. They haven't been defending the top floor very successfully, and they just want to try and bring something new to the table to get themselves a last round win that is necessary to win the match.
So, very, very close for Mocket to be able to take this. They got their victory yesterday, which they need, so it moved them into last place as well, and would actually drop Secret down to last place, which is so interesting to see.
That was weird. We saw the Jaeger and the Ashe at the same time trying to go up to T3. It's going to be droning here in T3, though. Team Secret need to clear out Corey before they can get control of the site. So a lot of this is going to come down to how Corey plays here in this position. It's not an easy thing to hold, and he doesn't seem to have any ADSs up here, which is curious, as the Jaeger that he didn't put up here in the prep phase. It's going to make his hold a lot more difficult.
I think Corey's basically in a position to just try to waste time and then die. I think that's exactly what they want from him. Obviously, that's how you're going to play. I don't think he sees the drone above him either, so he will be under watch. The watchful eye that entire time. He knows that he's going to get pushed, and well, he's just going to miss out. And oh, he takes Leon Gids down, moving him off of the IQ and onto the Dokkaebi. Could use a logic bomb or two in that particular instance. Also got Cryan here watching very patiently. This is a bit of a stall at the moment. Tower is a hard nut to crack, at least to start off with, and typically what you see is either things go quite fast or it takes till the very bitter end. Sees the kneecap of the castle. Lems just does not know what to do, but Cryan will take the kill. Very perplexing, to say the least. It's 2, though, for Secret, but Chaos on the roam will cut through Lackey and leave Meepy and Steezy in a position where they have a minute to work with. And there you see all of the ADSs, all 3 of them inside of Attic, just to try and keep Mocket okay. Meepy grabs that diffuser and Steezy's not far off, but there's not a lot of time left for Secret to work with.
Caught in a 2 versus 3, but Cryan is low on HP, so this is still potentially recoverable for Secret. Although it'll only get them closer to a draw. It won't secure it. Double repel into T3 here for Secret, and full control of tower now because of it. As Meepy takes down Cryan, puts it into a 2-on-2, and KS, what a shot! The C4 to follow it up, but it will not land. Meepy gonna push down the stairs, and he's looking for some fights. He will find it, but not able to win it. KS recovering that round, and Mocket will take it in a 7-4.
A big victory for Mocket over a great adversary and a team that has just really not played the greatest through this first part of the season.
A Lems in that last round, too? I mean, comical. Absolutely comical. He saw Cryan in that corner. He had him there for a solid 25 seconds, and then he lost the fight. That's a feels bad, man. That is a tough one. Tough nut to crack, and...
I just said that, like, earlier in the round.
I wanted to say tough pill to swallow, but
That could have worked.
I diverted at the last second. I don't know why.
We'll think about it later.
Mm-hmm.
We've rehearsed this.
We did rehearse. No? Mocket winning it 7-4 is the story, and well earned, I think, across the board again. Their teamwork was much better than Secret's.
Yeah, there's something about Secret. It was very top heavy, right? Alems and Leon Gids were just leading that team as best as they could. You take one or two of those players out of it, you didn't see much from Steezy. You didn't see much from Meepy. You didn't see much from Lackey. I wonder how much of it were the targeted bans towards Meepy. I mean, you know, you took away his smoke. Okay, cool. That is obviously a major weapon that he has available to him. He really just did not keep step with the rest of the team, or with, I think, what a lot of people's expectations of him are, given the way that he didn't really play all that well on defense.
They also took away Maverick, which is, in my opinion, one of the better operators for Team Secret. Specifically, Leon is really good on Maverick as an example, but across the board, yeah, I mean, it just... I don't know what's going on with Secret. This season, they haven't really been having a good one. I think Mocket have been starting to wake up. We saw them win yesterday. They've won again today. Now they have wins on the board. They have points on the board. They're going to start climbing that ladder.
And we have an interview with KS ready. His second in 2 days. Nice to see you, Nicholas. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
I'm doing well. Milos got to speak with you yesterday, so I've got you today. Your team had a bit of a rough start, but you seem to have picked it up. Biggest question, Cryan, his impact on the team coming in to replace Baka Brian. How pivotal has he been to the way that this team has played over the last couple play days?
I mean, we had a rough start last season as well, with like having new players in, fitting in, getting all the roles set and everything. You know, it takes some time. It's just bad that we lost the first games, but now we are back, and yeah, I think Cryan did a great job right now already.
Yeah, his impact today was really, really strong. You know, carrying the first half on Thatcher was quite interesting to see. Going to Oregon, it was a map that both Kickstar and myself mentioned. A lot of crazy things can happen on Oregon, and certainly the way that your team played was quite zany. Corey often found himself in positions where he was getting caught out, but the rest of the team were able to answer that quite well. But you still had a lot of holes on your defense. Leon Gids was able to exploit that a number of times. Was this by design? Were you fighting in a way that you wanted a lot of offsite presence? Or was this just simply Secret reading what you had in terms of defense and playing well?
They readed us. We knew that they're rushing. I knew that they're rushing a lot. And even, for example, on Kids, I said, yo, guys, they're most likely rushing because they have no pressure somewhere, so they're most likely rushing. And when I said it, 2 seconds later, they were onside already. Twice. One time, like on basement, we kind of lost because we, for example, I did a really bad play there, but I think we did a great job, and it was not predicted that, you know, we letting them in, try to fight them onside or something. They readed us. Just simple.
Now, this is the second time that we've seen you ban smoke on Oregon. You did it against FaZe in Rio. How much of this was targeted towards Meepy, and how much of this was just that you didn't really want to have to deal with the smoke and you knew that your composition didn't involve one?
It's way easier to attack basement when there's no smoke or no mirror. And we knew they're banning mirror, which means we have to ban smoke again. And yeah, it's just simple that you are able to plant onside without getting smoked, without getting denied. I mean, there are a couple C4s maybe, but if they don't know where we plant, they cannot use the C4 against us. But smoke is a big impact on basement, Oregon.
I was actually quite surprised without a smoke and a Mira available and both hard breachers on the board that your attacks tended to go over towards tarps or blue in the back of supply room rather than go with laundry. And this is the last question. You didn't have a smoke on the board. The only plant denial that's going to come out is really going to be those C4s and maybe an echo if Meepy's playing it. Why supply room and why not laundry room?
I don't know. I have no answer for this.
That's perfectly okay. I just figured that we would see more laundry pushes given the fact that that utility that was banned off the board works really effectively on the laundry room side of things. But congratulations. 2 interviews in 2 days. You got to keep up your winning ways. And then you look towards Montreal as well to try to make some noise in the group stages. Anything to say to the fans before we end the interview?
Just simple. Again, thanks for the support. We are hopefully back with the German Rainbow6 Siege here right now in the Pro League. And yeah, let's hope that we get the next 3 points. And then we try to do our best in Montreal. try to get out of the group stage this time, and then yeah, Pro League season or like second half, and we are trying to be better this time.
Well, it's been a good 2 days for you. You've got one more play day left coming up on the 31st. Best of luck. Thanks for coming on. Thanks. So you have it. I was hoping that he had some thought process, but I don't buy that he didn't have an answer. There's a reason why you don't attack laundry room. There's a reason why you attack supply room. He just didn't want to give it up. That's okay. Perfectly well put. A man of very few words. So that's it for our third matchup. We have an exciting conclusion for you. We have the Swedes up against one of the most powerful teams in all of Europe. Doesn't look it from the standings, though.
Not right now.
Chaos versus G2 will be our final match of the day, Michael. So in just a moment, we'll get underway with it. But first, our final break. Take care. We'll see you in just a couple minutes.
Attackers are activating. Bomb has been located. Defender has left the designated safe area. Attackers are activating the bomb. Drop the bomb diffuser. Bomb located by attackers.